Hi there. Hi, it's time for Bubble Talk with Burge. I'm hoping I can get this up. So welcome, welcome, welcome. It's time for Bubble Talk with Burge. Are you ready to get burged? Yeah. So as you know, every Tuesday and Friday, or maybe you don't, but every Tuesday and Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard, we will be doing Bubble Talk with Burge live on Facebook. And here we are. And so what we're doing is we pull a card from my Essence of Being deck that you can get at essenceofbeing.com. And you can go there and see all of our wonderful things that we're doing. Hi, Patty. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull a message for us to work with this week for all of us. So let me get the deck, okay? So I welcome you to the Bubble Talk with Burge. And for those of you who have never seen this or heard of this or have been to any of our Essence of Being classes over the last 25 years, Bubble talk is a subconscious thought that keeps you from getting what you want. It's like that little bubble above your head. You ever see those cartoon characters with the bubble above their head? So that is your subconscious thought. That's something that is perhaps that you're not even thinking of. It's unconscious or subconscious. So even though you may be doing affirmations, or even though you may be doing something that you want to have in your life consciously, I choose to be wealthy, I choose to have a fabulous relationship, I choose to whatever it is. And if it's not aligned with your subconscious thought, then oftentimes it gets a little harder to create. Okay, so that's what Bubble Talk is. And welcome to Bubble Talk with Burge, and you're going to get burged. So here we go. Hi, Carlos. So what we're going to do is every Tuesday and Friday I pull these cards, and these are my Essence of Being cards. And again, if anybody can explain to me how to make it so that it's not backwards every time that I show you these cards, I don't know, I would love to know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull a card for it's going to be random, and we'll speak on that for a few minutes about what this message is. These are oracle cards, or these are messages, inspirational things that we talk about and experience in our Essence of Being and other classes and experiences and programs that we do. But right now I'm just going to pull one at random and see what our message is for today, okay? And for this week that you can hold. And I do this every Tuesday and Friday. So let's see, what is our message for today? Okay, let's see what it is. It is, clarity leads to power. And you probably can't read this because it's backwards. So clarity leads to power. That's one of the things that we say in our classes all the time, that if you want to create something from a place of power, you have to be clear about what it is that you want. Most people don't know, or maybe they know what they want, maybe they don't know exactly how they're going to get it, or maybe they don't even really know what they want. They think they do, but maybe not. So I always say, look, start with what you don't know. Start with what you don't know, because everybody knows what you don't want, right? Everybody knows what you don't want. So start with what you don't want, or what you don't want to have in your life. And then you pivot from that place. So you pivot from what you don't want to what you do want. And once you're clear about what it is that you do want, or that you're choosing in your life, once you're clear, then you can create from that place. And that's the personal power. Clarity leads to power. Let me read the card to you. It says, when you are clear with your intentions, you are the most powerful. At that moment, you have the power to create your reality. No longer are you being distracted, boy, I can relate with that, by confusion or chaos or indecision. With perfect clarity comes personal power and success. So I may have pulled this for you. That's awesome. And I know what it meant to me is that a lot of times I'm very unclear about what it is. I get indecisive about certain things, about, what am I doing and why am I doing this and how am I going to get this done? And so I get really confused. I confuse myself, and then I get overwhelmed. So if that's you, if you've done that before, then certainly what I say is clarity leads to power. So I know a lot of people who say, I want to be clear. I want to have clarity in my life. Well, I've always said in the past, be mindful of when you say that. Because if you really want to get clear, and you keep saying, I want to get clear, then you really will. You're going to get a lot of clarity. And sometimes that clarity is maybe not exactly what you want, so just be mindful and know that that could happen. Hi, Tyler. So here's what happens. Let's say that you have something in your life that you don't like. And then you look at that and you say, man, that sucked. I didn't like that at all. So I'm not going to repeat that. So we call that contrast, right? We call the stuff that we don't want in our lives contrast. And so when we have that contrast, that can lead us to clarity. So in other words, if we are having things in our life that we don't want, now we know we don't want that. So we just shift our focus to what it is that we do want. And that gives us a little more clarity about that direction. It takes us out of chaos a little bit, takes us out of confusion. So the more clear we become, the more successful we can create from. So if you are creating from a place of I don't know, then it can get kind of confusing, right? So I'm just saying, clarity leads to power. And if you are not clear, I really invite you to come to Essence of Being in any of our classes that we do throughout the world, throughout this year, okay? And play with us in that realm. And you can get Bubble Talk with Burge. That's what we're doing every Tuesday and Friday. And you can get these cards on essenceofbeing.com, and you pull one every day, which is a message for you. So if this means something to you, let me know. Share it, send it to your friends, type up something if you'd like. If you have a question for me while we're live here, that'd be great. But if you find yourself being indecisive or being confused or just kind of stuck sometimes, it's really good just to start over and just say, okay, this is what I don't want, this is what I do want. And from that place, you can have the passion to create. You can have the clarity of mind and of heart to really say to the universe, to God, to whatever energy you want to say out there, whatever you're vibrating to, saying, look, I choose to create success in my life. And success looks like this. And I want more of it, whatever that is. So hi, Booker. So here's the thing I want you to remember is that if things are not working, you're having contrast in your life, use that contrast to move you toward clarity. Use that clarity to create. And from that place, you have a really great sense of power, of personal power of creation, of creating it from a place of knowing, and a place of vision, and a place of connection and inspiration. So this is great for me because I have not been clear about my intentions. I haven't. And therefore, my results show that. So I get really bogged down sometimes in all of the confusion and all the drama and all the different things that can happen, and I get pulled like squirrel, 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 okay? So if I can remain focused on my clarity of what it is that I'm creating and make decisions from that point of view, then I'm going to create it a lot faster and I'll be more successful. And so that's the bubble talk. That's the subconscious thought that keeps us from getting what we want. So I really invite you to check out essenceofbeing.com and remember this card for this week. Whenever you're feeling confused, chaotic, stuck, overwhelmed, clarity leads to power, personal power to be able to create everything that you want and choose. Okay? So I'll see you Friday, and we will do it again. Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll pull a card for the weekend. But for now, the rest of this week, remember, clarity leads to power. You've been Burged. Thank you for joining me. Bubble Talk with Burge.